Begin kneeling, toes tucked under, a big breath in, a big breath out. Prepare yourself to practice physically, emotionally, mentally. Take one more big inhale, and then reach your hands up high to the sky. Interlace fingers, press your palms up, drop your shoulders down, stretch. Exhaling, release your hands back down by your sides, letting your shoulders soften. Downward facing dog, press your hips up and back. On your next inhale, lift your right toes high to the sky, stack your right hip on top of your left. Bring more weight into your right hand, get lighter on your left. Switch sides, left leg reaches up, left hip stacks on top of right. Release, low lunge, step your right leg forward between your hands. Drop your back knee, make sure your right knee is over your ankles as you lift your heart. Lizard pose, bring both hands down inside your right foot, bow your head. Feel free to pad your back knee as needed. You can stay right here or find twisted monkey by bringing your right hand to your right thigh, gazing over your right shoulder. If you'd like a deeper stretch, reaching your right hand back to grab your left foot, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Come back into your lizard, both hands down, and then press into your palms. Come into a yogi squat at the front of your mat. Toes out, heels in. You can stay right here or take a twist. If you're taking that twist, feel free to add a bind, interlacing your hands together around one leg. If you decide to twist, don't forget to do both sides, switching, breathing fully. Nice long spine. Releasing, come into a forward fold. That means straighten your legs to the best of your ability and let your torso hang over. Halfway lift. On an inhale, flatten your back, look forward. Exhale, fold deep. Options with arms, you can interlace them at your low back, interlace them around your neck, or hang like a rag doll. Inhale, reach your hands high, stand up, side bend over to your right. Bring your right hand to your right hip, keep your legs straight. Inhale up, exhale, switch to the left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, plant your palms. Step your right leg way back, come into your low lunge on the second side. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, find that lizard pose, hands inside your left leg, lower down. Good time to make sure that your left ankle is directly underneath your knee. If it's not, step your left foot further forward. Some of you coming into twisted monkey here, bringing left hand to your left thigh, and if you need something deeper, connecting left hand to your right foot. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, let your hips melt down and forward. Releasing back to your lizard pose to step back to downward facing dog. Big breath in, then setting up for half pigeon. Right knee comes forward, right knee wider than your right hip. Beginning some arm circles. On an inhale, float your right arm high to the sky. Circle it up and back. Draw as big a circle as you can using your breath. Keep sinking deep in the hips. And then lowering down to your palms, forearms, or belly. Some of you even resting your head on your hands or on your mat. Beginning to switch, come back up to your palms. Step back to three-legged dog. Right foot steps forward between your hands. High lunge, rise up, back knee lifted. Sink your hips low, lift your heart. Bring your palms to your chest as you twist to your right. Hook your left elbow outside your right knee. Press your thumbs to the middle of your chest. Inhale, rise back up, high lunge. As you exhale, frame your right foot with both hands. Step your left foot in about 6 inches. Press both legs towards straight and forward fold over your right leg, nose to your right knee. Let your torso hang heavy here. Pulling your belly button up and in, reaching your head closer towards your toes. Then releasing, plant your hands, step back to a plank position. Take one breath before shooting back to downward facing dog. Pigeon on the second side, left toes lift, take the knee wide, walk your right knee back, 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 and begin your arm circles with the left arm. Inhale, reaching your hand up high. Exhale, circling it around. Take about 3 arm circles. Softening your glutes, softening your shoulders. Making sure your right toenails are pressing down into the floor. And after your 3 circles, come back to your palms. You can lower down to palms, forearms, or all the way down to your forehead. Allow the floor to support you. And come back up to your palms. Step back, down dog. 3-legged to step your left foot forward between your hands. High lunge, shoot up, confident. Twist, hands come to your heart. Twist to your left, hook your right elbow outside your knee. Make your back leg straighter and stronger. Inhale, rise back up. Frame your front foot with both hands. Step your right foot in about 6 inches and hang over that left leg. Squeeze your thighs so much you feel the muscles around your knees tightening. Big breath in. Big breath out. Begin to walk your hands to your left. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Take your hands however you'd like. They can interlace at your low back. They can grab onto big toes, or they can walk through your legs like you're trying to draw your torso between your legs. Be slightly pigeon-toed here. Shift the weight towards your toes. As you shift to a side squat, bending your right knee, straightening your left leg, left toes point high to the sky. Option to half bind or completely bind. Switch sides, side squat on the opposite side. Really activate your right leg. And then come back to center, adjust your feet for goddess pose. Toes out, heels in. Bend your knees, rise up. Fingers spread wide, elbows bent at a right angle. Sink lower in your hips as you side bend to your left. Reach your right hand up and over. Switching sides, side bend the opposite direction. And then look to the front of your mat. Take a big step to the front of your mat. Come into mountain pose. Bend your knees. Rise up, chair pose. Weight comes into your heels. Lift up your toes. Soften your face. Forward fold, grabbing onto your toes, connecting your chin to your shins. Then bend your knees. Have a seat on your sit bones. And begin to roll forward and back, massaging out all the muscles along your spine. Do this about 3 to 4 times, rolling back and forth. And then arrive in a seated position at the very front of your mat, hands on your knees. Begin some chest circles. Inhaling, rolling the chest forward, side, back, side. Do both directions. Let it feel good. And begin to roll back into your back. Come into a gentle plow pose. Hands come to your lower back. Toes come behind your head. Weight on the shoulders, never on your head. Begin to roll back to your back. Arrive in a seated position at the front of your mat. And do cat-cow seated. Inhales lifting. Exhales rounding. Move with your breath. Add a twist. Twisting to your right, left hand to your right knee. Switch sides. Releasing, bring your hands in front of you, roll over your legs, forward fold at the front of your mat. Bend your knees, plant your palms, step back, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, shift forward, rise up, up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Settle back into your breath. Right toes float up high with an inhale. Step your right foot forward between your hands, warrior 2, spin up, spin your back heel down. Reverse your warrior right away. Unwind to warrior 2, straighten your front leg, triangle pose. Right hand to your calf, ankle, or the floor. Feel free to wrap your left hand across your low back or to keep it lifted. On your next inhale, release your triangle. Reverse your triangle by keeping legs straight. Reach your right arm up and back. And then bend back into your warrior 2. Simply to pivot your feet, switch to warrior 2 on your second side. On an inhale, reverse your warrior, now on your second side. Exhale to your triangle pose. Front leg presses straight. Left hand comes down, right hand lifts up. Stretch, stretch, stretch the crown of your head forward. Squeeze your thighs. Reversing your triangle pose. Keep both legs straight. Reach your left hand up and back. Press your hips forward. Nice. Come back to your warrior two and then pivot into goddess pose. We've been here before. Sink deep this time. Big step to the front of your mat. Chair pose. Round two. Bend your knees. Rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold forward and flow. So bend your knees. Have a seat on your sit bones and roll all the way back to plow pose. Hands coming to your low back for just a moment before arriving in a seat, rolling forward and back, forward and back. The next time you come to seated, find a boat pose. Hands can be by your sides for support or stay lifted. You can play with binding big toes, helping you sit up taller, or keeping your hands off of your feet. Whatever you're choosing, lift your lowest lower back up. Take your legs wide apart for this boat pose. Work on balance more than anything. Keep growing taller. From here, cross your legs, have a seat. Bend your right leg in, extend your left leg out, and place your right heel and foot directly on your left leg in the crease between your waist and your thigh. Forward fold over. Your right heel should be sticking in your gut. It's good for you. Each exhale, fold a bit deeper. On your next inhale, rise up simply to switch sides. Left leg draws in. Inhale, lengthens. Exhale, fold over. Flex your right foot. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, rise up, release your left foot. Plant your hands by your waist, fingers point forward or to the side, your choice. As you inhale, lift your hips, reverse table. Lift your hips to be as high as your chest. Have a seat, roll over your legs, and find downward facing dog. Big inhale. With your exhale, jump to your shins at the front of your mat. We're binding our shins, so bring your right knee behind your left. It is like eagle pose, but you're seated on your shins. Bring your arms out to eagle arms with the left arm coming underneath the right. This pose should be hard to balance. You should feel wiggly and wobbly. That's kind of the point. Have fun with it. Squeeze your thighs together, squeeze your feet together. Everything in one tight line. And then release, take your feet wide, sit your hips down. You should be right in cow face pose. Interlacing your hands at your low back or your upper back. If this isn't accessible for you, you can grab your right hand to your left elbow as an alternative. You're welcome to stay upright. If you want something a little bit deeper, forward fold over your legs, opening up your hips. And then releasing, taking a vinyasa back to down dog. Plant your hands, step back to a plank pose, lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. And as you exhale, press back, downward dog. Setting up for your second side, jump to your shins. This time, left knee comes behind right, bind the knees tight, get the feet closer together, and rise up, balancing on your shins. This time, right arm comes under left. Lift your elbows, move your hands away from your face. Keep breathing, softening your shoulders. Finding cow face, shift onto your knees, widen your feet so you can sit your hips down between them. And then take the bind with your arms at your upper back or your left hand to your right elbow. And again, you can remain upright for as long as you'd like, or release the hands and forward fold over your legs. Breathe fully with whatever you're choosing. You should never feel pain in these postures, although you might feel discomfort from the stretch. Releasing all the way, even your jaw relaxing, your eyebrows. Rising back up, release your legs. Lie onto your back, setting up for a bridge pose. Hands come by your sides, feet hip distance apart. On an inhale, lift your hips towards the sky. Karate chop your mat with your triceps. You can interlace your hands underneath your low back, not a necessity, just an option. Reach your chest towards your chin. You can use your hands under your hips for support as you bring your right knee into your chest and extend your right toes straight up towards the sky. Point your toes towards the sky and lift your hips as high as you can go. Big breaths. Switching sides, right leg comes down, left leg lifts. Point those toes, lift, lift, lift. And then releasing all the way back down. Bring your feet together, let your knees fall out to the side. Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Breathe. Slow down your breath. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give them a hug. You can begin to roll side to side, massaging out your low back. Happy baby comes next. Reach your hands inside your knees, grab onto your big toes or the outer edges of your feet. You can stay in stillness or rock side to side. Big breath in, big breath out. Draw your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg out long. Draw your right knee towards your right armpit. Press your left leg firmly to the floor. Then hands will interlace behind your thigh, calf, ankle, or on your foot. Walk up your leg like you're climbing a rope. Connect your nose to your knee, literally hang from your leg. Lower down, bring your leg with you. And then open your right leg out to the side. Keep your left hip firmly planted on the floor. Press your right foot into your hand, pull your hand into your foot. Switch sides, right knee bends in and then extends out. Left knee comes in, draw your left knee towards your left armpit, press your right leg down strong. Hamstring stretch comes next, interlacing hands behind your left thigh, calf, ankle, or foot as you extend the left toes up towards the sky. And then begin to draw your nose towards your knee, literally hanging from your leg. As you lower your torso, bring the leg back down with you and open it up to the left. You can be holding on to your thigh or calf, or you can be using a strap here. You don't need to be holding your foot. Keep your right foot firmly planted and your right hip. Draw the left knee back in and extend it out. Draw both knees in, feet on the ground, setting up for a spinal twist. Cross your left ankle over your right knee, and then let both knees drop over to the right. Bring your arms out to cactus arms, or into the shape of a T. To complete the twist, turn your head to look right. If you feel any discomfort in your neck, gaze straight up to the sky. Twisting is a wonderful way to close practice, as it puts your body in a state of rest and digest. Each inhale, each exhale, twisting a bit further. Switching sides, knees come up, switch your ankle, and twist the opposite direction. Each inhale getting longer, each exhale twisting deeper. Completely surrender into the floor. No need to do work here, let gravity do everything. Couple more breaths. Your next inhale, rise back through to center. Bring your feet together, let your knees go to the side. If this is uncomfortable, let your legs stretch out straight. Here we find our last posture of rest.